Here we are again, Drive Safe coming your way from Top Tech Transport and Logistics. My name is Benjamin Akapo. And of course, we all try to drive safe, but there are certain things, bits and pieces we don't know. And sometimes we take certain things for granted. We should actually pay attention to these so that we all can stay alive and fulfill our purpose. But right before we get into today's topic, let's check out just how much you know when it comes to our road signs. Here is today's So You Think You Know. All right, so that is today's quiz question. Do you think you know the answer? Well, stick around and find out at the end of today's Drive Safe segment. But today, we're going to be focusing on pedestrian safety. As a pedestrian, how do you stay safe? And we're going to be focusing on pedestrian crossings and then toucan and pelican crossings. What do they mean? Where can we find them? And how do we use them to stay safe? Cecil Gabra, CEO of Top Tech Transport and Logistics, joins me once more. Cecil? I'll be you nodding. All right, so let's get into it. Pedestrian safety. Let's look at these three aspects of pedestrian safety.
Okay, you know, when we talk about road safety, we are talking about the users. And then when we are driving our vehicles, we forget that tomorrow we'll park our vehicles and then walk and try to cross the road. Right, we have a lot of issues on people being knocked down. So pedestrian safety is really important. Where to cross the road, how to cross the road. Again, if you look at the LI, there's a law which says jaywalking. What is this about? Jaywalking talks about, I mean, it came from the US, and then there was this young man called Jay. Jay used to cross the road anyhow, and they'll pick him up to court, jail him. When he comes out, he doesn't care whether it's a highway. That's jaywalking. Jaywalking is also a traffic offense, that you must not cross the road anywhere else except where you have been allocated to cross the road. And when you're crossing the road, we have what we call the pelican crossing, we have the toucan crossing, we have the pedestrian crossing. We always hear zebra crossing, zebra crossing. It's just, you know, a term to say it's one of the pedestrian crossing, because we have other designs, but then this one is a zebra crossing, which we all know from class 1 to class 2. I learned this when back in those days when I was at your favorite school that you mentioned.
I will not mention it. You will not tempt me to mention it.
Christ the King, of course.
Oh, okay. You want to go there?
Yes.
All right.
So that's where I went to school. It's really a good school. There's no publicity for them. Right. So you need to learn how to cross the road. And the usual thing is that look for the pedestrian crossing, and then look left, look right, look left again. If your foot is on the pedestrian crossing, obviously it tells every user, every driver that, look, there's somebody who wants to cross, so you slow down. Before you slow down, you should always apply what we call the MSM rule in driving, which is mirror signaling and maneuvering, right? Look into your mirror, start slowing down. If it's safe for you to stop, you can stop. And there's
because if you're not careful, depending on the speed at
Yes.
which you're going, if there's a vehicle also moving at a certain pace,
Yes.
it might end up ramming into you.
Precisely,
from behind.
yes, precisely. So you have to apply the MSM rule in driving, okay? Mirror signaling, maneuvering. Right, so look into your mirror. If there's a need for you to bring out your left finger to ask the vehicles to slow down, you do it. You can even ask or add your hazard lights. Watch the truck drivers who say double trafficator. You know, just put on your hazard lights so the vehicle behind you will know that, oh, you are getting to a traffic hazard. So slow down, start slowing down. I'll say 100 meters to the action place, that's a pedestrian crossing. And then for the pedestrians, they should wait for all the vehicles to stop before they start crossing, because if it's a dual carriage road, and that's where the problem lies, where those in the inner lane have stopped, and then the outer lane will not stop, and there will be a run over. Okay, so that's the first trick number one. Now, what is pelican? What is token? I mean, there are two traffic lights. One has the countdown where it starts counting down to ask the vehicles first to go to amber, and then they go to stop. And then talking about traffic lights, right? Once you are driving and then you meet that traffic light, whether it is token, whether it is pelican, you, the driver, what you must do is that there are signals to let you stop. As you drive through the green doesn't even mean you should go. Green means you may go if only the road is clear for you.
Right.
The amber that we see doesn't mean get ready. And I always, when somebody says get ready, I say get ready for what? Amber means automatically you should slow down and stop. Okay, because when you see the amber light, the next light that you see is the red light. And then this goes to all drivers that if you are driving and you see the traffic lights, we know it. We say, I mean, when we were younger, we say if you are driving and you see the traffic light, there's something you should know. I mean, red means you should stop, amber means you should get ready, green means you should go, but it says you may go. Right. So if you are crossing also, if the lights is the token crossing, that is where you have the countdown, where the lights,
so you'll be seeing a signal, 9,
yes,
8, 7,
precisely.
6, and it will tell you if you're a pedestrian, you know that for you it's counting down 9, 8, 7. If you're a driver, yours is also there, so you know which one.
Yes, that is it. And then you have the beeps, and then you have a final beep. When the final beep comes, look at the traffic light, and it shows green that you should go.
Right.
Okay, so that is the difference in traffic lights. And then you have one that you have to press.
Right.
When you press it,
those used to be in the system. Now.
Yes, yes. When you press it, you are commanding the traffic lights to stop. There's one on the Teshinungwa Highway where the little boys play with it and so on. With that also, you have to wait for the signal before you cross. Never run to cross the traffic light. Always walk, but don't use your phone whilst you are crossing the road. That's also one thing with pedestrian. Pedestrian safety is very good, and it's something that we always need to talk about.
And I think I'll just add this one. Don't be listening to loud music. Sometimes you block your ears with these big headphones and all of that. You can't hear anything, and you're crossing the road.
Very, very true. So stop listening to music. Stop talking on your phone. It's even risky to talk on the phone whilst you are crossing the road. Remember, I call them the operation directors on the motorcycles. They can easily take your phone and then off they go. You cannot chase them. Right. I mean, once we are talking about pedestrian, we should also talk about pedestrian safety and security. Remember to cross the road at the right place. Don't walk anywhere. When you are walking, walk and meet the oncoming vehicles. That is the trick. Don't walk for the vehicle behind, to see the vehicle behind you, right? Walk and see the vehicle rather in front, approaching you, and that's the best way to walk. This is also to our dear mothers that don't allow any child who is less than 12 years and below to walk alone, especially those who are 4 years of old. You need to accompany them to school and then get somebody to pick them. Children are really vulnerable when it comes to road crashes.
Thank you so much, Cecil. Thank you once more for the education. Today we've started with part 1 of pedestrian safety, and we've learned quite a lot about the pedestrian crossings, the toucan, the pelican, and all of that. Let's take a look at just how much you think you know. How much do you know? Did you get the answer to today's quiz question? Here's the answer. And now you actually know. This is how we draw the curtains on part 1 of pedestrian safety on Drive Safe with me, Benjamin Akakpo. Thank you once more for the opportunity to come your way.